Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Hayden from HHWCUSTOMS.com. Today I'm going to be talking about what I made for the Kombi. Now this is what the original one looks like. It has a staggered wheel setup of 10 in the front, 12 in the rear. Just the basic surfboards in the back there, a little bit of the engine, and then this weird little drag bar. I've never really been a fan of it, if I'm being completely honest with you, so I wanted to make something a little bit different. This one's also left-hand drive, and there is some detail right here on the dash, which is nice, but it never really did it for me. So what I went ahead and did was I made a custom base and interior for it. Now this is a lower base, so you'll be able to fit 8mm wheels here easily, 10mm wheels, and you might need to do a little bit of sanding there, just because I got it as low as I could without messing up the interior. But this is really detailed compared to the other one, and you can see we have a nice front bumper here. It's gonna look really nice when it's chrome, and the same thing with the rear. We have the matching bumpers in the back, as well as a license plate cover and an engine cover. That way the exposed engine just doesn't exist anymore. Now it's just an engine backing plate, because I know some people are getting tired of the same detail on the Kombis. So just preface this, you don't need to do any cutting, only need to open up the casting itself, which is just a drill bit like usual, and this will slide right on in just like that, and you're pretty much there. You can just go ahead and screw it in now and everything else will fit. So now let me show you what I did for the back here, because I didn't want to just leave it empty and see all that stuff. So I went ahead and I made 4 different versions of back fillers, or bed fillers, whatever you want to call them. These are 3D printed as well, and they are different styles. This one is speakers, kind of like more 2000 inspired speaker set. This is another just like subwall, and this is actually pretty cool. This is boxes, but you can paint them up like Hot Wheel cases. I went ahead and made them different sizes. So you have the team transports, and you have the regular 72 count cases, just something fun. And then finally, a lot of people do like these surfboards, so I went ahead and did surfboards. And the way this all works is before you actually put the interior in, you can go ahead and you slide this right on in just like that. So now it's something like that, and once you put the base on in, boom, now you got a cover. So it covers all the inside, and it's just something fun to mess around with. And because of the material, it's all 3D printed, these are very, very easy to paint. And I usually recommend Kratex or Tester's paint. Kratex has a very vibrant color system, and it works great on these prints. If you want to see some examples, you guys can check out Jimmy's Hot Wheels. He uses a lot of Kratex on all of his builds and on my 3D parts. But this is just a look at it right here. Again, there's no fitment issues. All these are going to fit right on in really easily, and as I mentioned before, there's no sanding or anything like that done to this at all. Completely ready. There's version 3, and like I said, you can paint them any which way. I just thought the box was cool, but I try to cover as much as the area as possible without making it look too cramped or like a UPS truck, you know what I mean? And then for the final one, this is the surfboards. Now this one is a little thinner, so I'll be able to see behind, but you still get those classic surfboards that were released with the Kombi. So I think that's pretty cool. Now this one you might need to glue unless you're fine with it kind of rolling around, but I don't really care. I use it as a display, so I'm not going to do that. But that's just a look at what the 4 different options I have are, and these are on my website on order. So when you order a base, you will also be getting you will be able to choose which style you want. So please be careful when you check out. Make sure you get the one you want. All you need to have is the original windows, and everything else will fit. Again, no trimming done to the windows or anything like that, but you will need the windows. So let's say you buy a body with the windows and you don't have the interior or the base, you're good. You can just throw this on in and be perfect. Now, just so you guys can see, it's HHWC, so my name, the year, and V2. And the reason it says V2 is because I actually came up with a version beforehand where the interior and the base was separate, and all these were separate. It was a pain, so I opted to get rid of it, and I modified it a little bit, so now the wheels will sit a little bit lower and just look a bit nicer. And of course, you can see Kombi right there on the bottom, because if you guys buy multiple kits, it can get confusing trying to keep track of everything. So I try to include the name of the actual casting it's for in every single part on the bottom there. So I'm gonna go ahead and assemble this, and I'll show you guys what one looks like rolling on 8mm wheels. As I mentioned, this does fit 8mm wheels and 10mm wheels, but the 10mm are a little bit bigger, especially on the rubber side, depending on where what types of wheel you're using. You might be able to get away with some smaller ones, but oops, sorry, I was off camera. But this is just to do the axles here. This is really just for test purposes here. I'm not gonna attach it all together, but it's just fit them right there. So that's what the 8mm wheels will look like right there, and they will roll, with no problem, actually quite well. And yeah, like I said, these are rubber wheels. Here's a video of it rolling right there, just so you can see it a little bit easier. But I think it came out really cool. This does sit really low to the ground. I'll go ahead and show you what 10mm wheels look like right now, just so you guys can get a feel for it. So on the base, this is what 10mm wheels look like. These are the brown TE37s off of some random premium car. I don't know which one. But you can see they do fit the wheel wells pretty well if you go ahead and put it all together. And when you go ahead and put it all together, this is what the 10mm wheels look like. And you can see they fit this wheel well pretty well. But once you go ahead and roll it, it kind of bumps around a little bit. But if you're going to just display them, it will look fine. But if not, you guys can go ahead and sand a little bit over there. It was just hard to get an exact one because there's so many different sizes. I know 10mm is like what to say, but they're really more or less, so it's hard to get a good gauge on what every single wheel size is and what won't fit and what will fit. So 8mm wheels is recommended, but 10mm wheels will also fit with a little bit of work. Alright guys, well that was a quick look at the Kombi base and interior and bed fillers. So if you guys are interested, you guys can check out my website, HHWCUSTOMS.com, or go ahead and go follow that link that's in the description down below, and you guys can go check it out. If you guys have any suggestions for any other 3D parts you want to see me make, please leave them in the comments. And if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe already. It really does help me. Thank you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video.